welcome to the Daily Samuel. This is day 2 of the draft. Now, you'll excuse me, I just need to put in the final information, such as who was picked beforehand, and then I'll give you some info about those people. Alright, so the Dolphins, they picked Austin Jackson, who is a offensive lineman out of USC. He seems okay to me, maybe not, I'm not sure the greatest. I feel there are other players, so I'm going to say A minus. Then we have the Las Vegas Raiders, who went with Damon Arnett, cornerback. He's pretty good, but if they wanted him, they probably could have just traded down. But unfortunately for them, they didn't, so I'm going to say B. Damon Arnett, by the way, is from Ohio State. And yeah, so I said bit of a reach, so it's a B. Alright, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last night they selected K'Lavon Chaisson. I think he's okay. I'm worried about, the Cowboys dodged a bullet not drafting him, but the Jaguars could get it, so I'll say B+. I believe that's how you spell his name. It is. And he is a defensive end from LSU. Bengals, by the way, will be starting off the round, with the 33rd pick. The Eagles, with their 21st, chose Jalen Reagor. I think that Justin Jefferson would have been better, so much better, so I'm going to, and okay, yes, I am biased, I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm going to say B. He's from TCU. And got a B. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because I stopped at pick 17 last night. And I'm just giving you the rest. Alright, 22, Minnesota chose Justin Jefferson. Who I thought the Eagles should have chosen, but alas, no. Also, wide receiver of he's from LSU. So I'm going to give him an A. Alright, and then the New England Patriots. Not the New England Patriots. They traded with the Chargers. And the Chargers chose linebacker Kenneth Murray. So they chose Kenneth Murray. Not sure what they chose, but it's a pretty good pick. So I'm just going to give it an A- because I'm not quite sure what they traded for him, but it probably wasn't a little. He's a linebacker out of Oklahoma. Alright, 24, the Saints. Bengals, by the way, are on the clock. The round 2 has officially started. Their needs are linebacker, offensive lineman, and cornerback. Alright. Saints chose Cesar Ruiz. I think it's good. So I'll give that an A. Bengals, by the way, are still on the clock. Pick 25 was the Minnesota Vikings traded pick 25 to the 49ers. And with that selection, they chose Brandon Ayuk, a wide receiver from Arizona State. I think it's a pretty good pick considering the wide receivers that were left, so I'll give that an A minus, I guess. Alright, next up. Oh, the Packers traded with Miami and took Jordan Love, a quarterback. And you know what? I hate that move. They do not need they don't need an Aaron Rodgers replacement. They need an Aaron Rodgers wide receiver. So I am going to say F. Jordan Love is a really good quarterback, but bad pick. He is from Utah State. And he gets an F. Bengals, by the way, are still on the clock. The Seahawks at 27 took Jordan Brooks, a linebacker from Texas Tech. I think it's an okay pick. I mean, there are other good people, so B+. So yeah, B+. Alright, so yeah, B+ there. Bengals, yeah, still on the clock. Oh, the Bengals pick is in. We still do not, so that means they're reading it right now. The Ravens, by the way, for their 28th, took Patrick Queen, linebacker, LSU. He's pretty good. I'll give it an A. Interesting that we got a bunch of linebackers taken later. way, they have still not read out the Bengals pick, but I will tell you when they do. The Titans, by the way, took Isaiah Wilson. He's a good offensive lineman out of Georgia, so, hey. Oh, and the Bengals pick T. Higgins, a wide receiver from Clemson. Well, doesn't really seem like it was one of their needs, but might as well get a wide receiver to complement the quarterback. So I'll do a B+. He is a wide receiver he's a wide receiver out of Clemson. Oh, and the Colts pick is in. They're reading it out right now. And my grade, I'll give him an A. He's one of the better. Well, no, I'll give him a B+ because wide receiver wasn't necessarily a need, but he's still pretty good. Back to the Titans pick, they did Isaiah Wilson, who I'm giving an A. We are still waiting for them to finish reading out the Colts. Alright. There's an A. The Colts pick should be read soon. The Dolphins, for the 30th pick, took Noah Igbinoghene. Oh, and the pick is in! The Colts have chosen wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. from USC. You know, I think that's a pretty good pick. He has pretty good stats. And yeah, I think that's a good pick. I'm going to give it an A-. Michael Pittman Jr. So we've seen 2 wide receivers go in the second round. Alright. Oh, and the Lions, their pick is in. And we shall soon see what it is. Meanwhile, the Dolphins, they selected Noah Igbinoghene. He was a cornerback. He's a cornerback out of Auburn, and I'll give that an A. It's a good pick. The Vikings, for the 31st pick, selected Jeff Gladney, quarterback out of TCU. I'll give it a B+. Oh, and the pick is in! The Lions have selected DeAndre Swift, running back out of Georgia. Alright. So that's a really good pick. DeAndre Swift is a great player. They didn't necessarily have a huge need there, but great pick. I'm going to give that an A-. My apologies for taking so long to type this. Then there's a second running back to be taken. The Giants on the clock next. The Vikings chose Jeff Gladney. He's okay. I'll give him a B+. Jeff Gladney is from TCU. And I'll give him a B. Oh, the Giants' pick is in, and we are waiting for what their pick will be. Alright, I am afraid that I am going to have to leave you for a quick break. I should be back by 7 o'clock. Thank you for watching The Daily Samuel. I am now back. Good to be back. Hello. There's probably been some new picks when I was gone, and there are. Alright, I'll start with the Giants. Selected safety Xavier McKinney, which in my opinion is an awesome pick. So I'm giving that an A. Alright. He is a safety. Safety from Alabama. And he gets an A. The Patriots with their 37th pick. Oh, they chose... Oh, and the pick is in! The Texans have chosen Ross Blacklock, which I think is a very good pick. Well, let me see. Do I? The defensive lineman TCU seems to have a good size. Yeah, I think he's good. So I'm going to give that a B+. He's a defensive lineman out of TCU. So in the 32nd pick for you, the 32nd pick was running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm going to give that, I'm going to give that a B+, because I think that DeAndre Swift would have been better. Oh, and the pick is in! The Colts with the 41st pick have selected Jonathan Taylor. By the way, the Colts traded recently with Cleveland for the 41st pick. They traded away their 44th and a 5th rounder. They selected Jonathan Taylor, a running back out of Wisconsin. He's good. I'm not quite sure how much they need a running back, so I'll give that a A-. Alright, there we go. I'll fill you in on the Patriots 37th pick. It is Kyler Duggar, a safety from Illinois Rhine, and I'm going to give that an A. The Panthers at 38, they selected Yetur Gross-Matos, and I'm going to give that also an A because he's really good. So I'm giving that an A plus because it's just steal that he fell that far. Yetur Gross-Matos, by the way, is from Penn State. I think that he's going to be very good. around to announce the Jacksonville Jaguars pick, whose previous picks were C.J. Henderson and Caleb Trason. Also, with the 39th pick, they selected Robert Hunt. We'll give a B because it's good for them to build, but I'm not sure if Robert Hunt was the best player. Still do not have the Jaguars pick. It is still being announced. Robert Hunt is from Louisiana. Alright. And after all that, I am now caught up. We are all caught up and ready to continue into the unknown. And the pick is in! The Jacksonville Jaguars have selected Laviska Shenault Jr. Not sure how much they needed a wide receiver, but let's see his stats here. They're pretty good. I wouldn't call them the greatest, so I'll give that a B. Laviska Shenault Jr. is from Colorado. Going to actually give that a B-. We wait for the Chicago Bears, who are now on the clock. So, personally, I think the best steal was probably Xavier McKinney, I'd say Yetur Gross-Matos falling to the second round. Say that's a great steal, same with Xavier McKinney. And I am personally very excited to see what happens. I feel in some cases the second round is more interesting than the first, simply because the picks come in a bit faster and there's less great players available. You need to work with more. Oh, the Chicago Bears, their pick is in. It is still being announced. And next up is the Cleveland Browns, who traded down with the Indianapolis Colts. Alright. According to CBS, the best available people are Josh Jones, offensive lineman, Christian Fulton, Zach Bond, and Grant Delpit, and also Trevon Diggs. All of those happen to be Dallas Cowboys targets. The Chicago Bears' needs, by the way, are cornerback, safety, offensive lineman, or wide receiver. So they could easily pick any of those that I just named. And the pick is in! And it is tight end Cole Kmet, tight end out of Notre Dame. Didn't seem to be the hugest need to me, but he's really good, so I'll say a B+. Cole Kmet was, by the way, regarded as one of the best tight ends in the draft. Going to be interesting to see what the Browns pick. The Browns' needs, by the way, are offensive lineman, linebacker, edge rusher, and wide receiver. So I'd also expect them to draft someone like Josh Jones or Zach Bond. Here the Browns are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have Tom Brady. In the first round, they picked Tristan Wirfs to protect him. Other needs are safety, cornerback, and wide receiver. I do think it would kind of be interesting to see if they chose a wide receiver for Tom Brady. According to CBS, the best wide receiver is Denzel Mims, who is from Baylor, who's pretty good. I wouldn't call him the greatest one, but I'd say he's pretty good. So we are still waiting for the Browns pick to be announced. Yeah, but I do think that the second round has been full of some pretty good picks. I mean, my worst grade was an B- for Lanisca Chenault Jr. But other good things. Like I've liked a lot of these picks, unlike the first round. Well, the first round I did like a lot of them. One player I thought was a really bad pick, he's a good player, was Jordan Love, because now all you're going to do is cause a bunch of off-season drama that is easily it's easily preventable. Oh, another steal was, I think that, I'm shocked that CeeDee Lamb slipped to 17, but when he did, definitely a steal. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver out of Oklahoma, is very good. We're still waiting for the pick to be announced. Alright, we are still waiting for that pick to come in, but it'll probably come in soon. And the pick is in! It's Grant Delpit, safety out of LSU! Alright, doesn't seem like a huge need. He's a good player, so I'll give another B+, or A- actually. He's a safety out of LSU. I'll give him an A-. That's another steal. A lot of the safeties slide, and now they're getting picked up. Xavier McKinney, Kyle Duggar, and Grant Delpit. So now the best available safety is Ashton Davis, then Jeremy Chin and Antoine Winfield Jr. Yeah. Alright. We're still waiting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to choose. As you know, I'm a huge Cowboys fan, and I'm very interested to see what they do. I'd love to see them get a safety, but I'm not a huge fan of the ones available. I don't know. I mean, I think Antoine Winfield Jr. is okay. He's pretty good. Also, cornerback would be nice. If we can, I'd love to see us trade up and get Christian Fulton, but I don't know if that's possible. Alright, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick is in. It is being announced, and now the Denver Broncos are on the clock. And the pick is in! It's Antoine Winfield Jr., so there goes that option for the Cowboys. Well, the Buccaneers needed a safety, and there they got one. That's an A. Now that is a steal. Antoine Winfield Jr. is from Minnesota. And wow, that's a great pick. That's an A. So the Denver Broncos are on the clock now. And their pick is in. They took Jerry Jeudy in round 1 at pick 15, and now at pick 46. What will they do? So now for the Cowboys, the best available safeties are Jeremy Chin, Ashton Davis, and Terrell Burgess. I'd like to see choose some sort of a ball hawk, but none of these available ones really are. And the pick is in! The Broncos choose KJ Hamler, a wide receiver out of Penn State. Alright. Here's my question. Did they need another wide receiver? I mean, he's good, but I don't think that they need another one, so I'm going to say C+. Because he isn't great. So, yeah. Here, sorry, it decided not to load. That sometimes happens. But, I'll type in what I can remember. He is a wide receiver, and I'll give him a C+. So nice job, Broncos. You get the worst grade that I've given. Well, this round. Alright, this should load soon. Although it has not yet. So, here. Give me a second. I'm very sorry for this technical difficulty. It should be resolved shortly. Alright. It still has not, I'm afraid. But it will eventually. Alright, the name is KJ Hamler, and he's from Penn State. Alright. There we go. Next is the Atlanta Falcons. We are still waiting for that pick. Yeah, I think that the steals at safety have been quite incredible. And it's loaded. Alright, the Falcons pick is in, but it has not been announced yet. The Falcons' needs are cornerback, linebacker, defensive lineman, and edge, although they drafted a cornerback in round 1. So I think they should probably go for, I'm going to guess, AJ Epinesa. That's my guess. Say he's the best player for their needs. The best available is Josh Jones, but they don't need offensive lineman help. So yeah, we shall see what happened. Afterwards, it's the Jets who need a wide receiver, cornerback, and edge. They drafted an offensive lineman in round 1, Mackie Becton from Louisville, who I graded as a B+. Thought they should have gone with Tristan Wirfs, who was later picked up by Tampa Bay. So we're still waiting for that pick, the 47th. But it should be coming in. The best available the best available edge rushers are AJ Epinesa and then Terrell Lewis. And then the best available linebacker is Zach Bond, who I would actually go for Zach Bond instead. And nope, they go for neither. Marlon Davidson. You know what? I don't like that. Think that there were much better players they could have gone with. C. Marlon Davidson is a defensive lineman out of Auburn. He's big, I'll give him that, 303 pounds. But I just think there were better players they could have gone with. Alright, we now have the Jets. Oh no, the Seahawks! We have a trade! The New York Jets have traded the 48th pick to the Seahawks. And I'll give you more details on that as they come. And the pick is in! The Seahawks have chosen edge rusher Darrell Taylor. Again, there are better edge rushers available. But, let me see this guy's scouting reports. Oh, and the detail on the trades, they traded the 59th pick and a third rounder, so I don't really like that. He's good, but I don't think he's great. I'll say C. I'll say B minus. Darrell Taylor is coming out of Tennessee. And up next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to reevaluate my grade of Darrell Taylor. I think that they reached for him, and I'm going to change that to a C. So it doesn't really seem that teams have been doing great in the last few ones. The Steelers pick is in. They need a wide receiver, edge rusher, offensive lineman, or running back. Afterwards, it's the Bears. Alright. We're waiting. that info should be coming in soon. Just a reminder that I will be here tomorrow for day 3, rounds 4 through 7. A lot of people don't really watch that, but I can promise you it's the most interesting because picks come in quickly. Alright, we're still waiting for the Steelers pick to be announced. Also, we currently have 15 picks left in the second round, and then we will go to the third round. And the pick is in! The Steelers have selected Chase Claypool! Alright, let's see this guy's stats. They're okay. I don't think that he's the greatest. Again, I think there's better wide receivers, but I'll give him a B. B+. Give me a second. Again, I've been having a couple of connection errors, I'm afraid. This would be the second Notre Dame player we have in this draft. Alright, the Chicago Bears are on the clock. And their pick is in. We are now waiting for it to be announced. This guarantees that either AJ Apenza or Kristen Fulton will be available. And the pick is in! The Chicago Bears have chosen Jalen Johnson, cornerback from Utah. I can't get his stats, but He seems to be okay. It fit a need, so I'll give him an A minus. No, B plus. Jalen Johnson out of Utah. Oh, no, his position is not Utah, it is wide receiver. His college is Utah. And his grade is B plus. Sorry. Alright, so the Cowboys are now on the clock. I'd say the best pick here is Christian Fulton. The pick is in. We are now waiting for it to be announced. Next up after them are the Los Angeles Rams, who, in my opinion, that new logo is hideous. The best available player, Josh Jones, has still not been selected, although the Rams do need an offensive lineman, so they may be the one to do it. Alright. Alright, we are still waiting. Cowboys' first pick was CeeDee Lamb, who I think was a great choice of choosing best player available. Yeah, they could have gotten Khalil Jason, but I think that they also had a slight need at wide receiver, and CeeDee Lamb is just too good to pass up. I think that's one of the impact of new head coach Mike McCarthy. Alright, still waiting for the announcement. Yeah, I think that there have definitely been a lot of really good steals. Like, quite surprised that Christian Fulton. Oh, and the pick is in! The Dallas Cowboys select for pick 51. Well, as soon as it loads, I'll be able to see. Here. I'm sorry. Again, I've been having some terrible internet connections. Alright, wait a second. It's not giving it to me. I'm very sorry. Alright, they took Trayvon Diggs. Alright, personally I think Christian Fulton was a bit better of a cornerback, but I think they're about the same, so I'm going to give that an A minus. Trayvon Diggs, I'm still getting Trayvon Diggs is from Alabama. The cornerback from Alabama. Quite surprised they didn't do Christian Fulton instead, but I think that, again, they're about the same amount. Next up is the Rams. And if you're wondering about the last name, it's because his brother is Stephon Diggs. Alright, the Rams are on the clock now, and then we have the Eagles. Alright, the pick is in, and the LA Chargers select Cam Akers, running back from Florida State. I think they should have gone with Christian Fulton, but I mean, they did lose Tom Gurley. So, I'm going to give it a B. To the running back out of Florida State. Alright, the Eagles pick is in. We are waiting for it to be announced. Reminder, the Eagles drafted Jalen Rieger. I think that they probably should have went with who Minnesota got, Justin Jefferson, instead. But now their needs are linebacker, edge, and offensive lineman. So if I were them, I'd go with Zach Bond. Oh, and the Eagles! They go with Jalen Hurts, quarterback out of Oklahoma. Well, this is interesting. Alright, first off, let me say I see the logic. If Carson Wentz keeps getting injured, might as well want someone good to back him up now that Nick Foles is gone. Second of all, why not Zach Bond? Okay, because of that, I have to give this a C+. I feel in the second round you can still be drafting starters. You don't need to draft backups. Alright, the Bills pick is in. It has not been announced yet. And the Ravens are up after them. The Bills have not picked yet. Their needs are running back, edge, cornerback, and safety. For them, I would probably go for Christian Fulton. There may be AJ Espinal. Personally, I feel drafting Jalen Hurts is a waste of Jalen Hurts' talent. Alright, Buffalo Bills pick is still being announced. Alright. Still nothing. And again, it's quite shocking that this is working. Alright, the best available at Buffalo Bills needs would be most likely cornerback Christian Fulton, and then after that, AJ Epinesa would be very good. Alright. Let's see. And the pick is in! The Bills select AJ Epinesa! Well, we're waiting for someone to do it. Excellent pick, excellent steal. I'm saying A+. AJ Epinesa is from Iowa. Second player from there. First player was Tristan Wirfs. That is definitely the steal of the second round. So now we have the Baltimore Ravens on the clock, and their pick has just been announced as in. Although it has not been announced yet. Ravens' needs are edge, offensive lineman, and wide receiver. So if I were them, I would go with Josh Jones. But I think would be a really good steal. Alright. I will say that we are still currently waiting for the Baltimore Ravens, but AJ Epinesa, wow, the Bills were a real force last season. Their defense just got better. They're going to be good. course, in my opinion, the best division is going to be NFC West. That's going to be awesome. Although I do feel that the Rams are going to be left behind in that. But, yeah. Alright, we are still waiting for the Ravens. Alright, we are still waiting for the Ravens. Alright. Still waiting, unfortunately. It could be my internet connection, but I am not sure. Alright, I'm afraid that there is still nothing. Yeah, I think that the worst... You know what? I'm going to actually change the grade of Jalen Hurts to a C- upon reevaluation. And yeah, that would make it the worst grade of this round. The round's been pretty solid. I mean, we haven't gotten any Fs like round one. We're looking at you, Packers. And the pick is in! The Ravens select running back J.K. Dobbins. Running back from Ohio State. You know, I like this. I don't think it's the greatest thing they could go. I still think that Josh Jones would be a good pick. But I like it. They need a good running back. And they choose J.K. Dobbins. It's pretty good. So I'm going to give this an A-. Either running back out of Ohio State. Alright, and we now have the Miami Dolphins on the board. Alright. And we're waiting for the Dolphins who they've already chosen 2 offensive linemen, so I wouldn't go for one of those. They've chosen a cornerback and a quarterback. And it seems linebacker is their main need, so I'm saying Zach Bond here. Alright. The Dolphins pick. And the pick is in! The Dolphins pick Raekwon Davis, defensive lineman out of Alabama. I'm not so sure about this. He doesn't have great stats. I wouldn't call him great. And I think they should have done Zach Bond, which I'm quite shocked has not been picked. So I'm going to give that a C. For Raekwon Davis. I'll give him a C for the defensive lineman out of Alabama. Alright. The Rams are up next. Alright, we are now waiting on the Rams. Again, I think AJ Epinesa is an incredible steal. And as of now, I would definitely call the Bills a winner of today. Although we still have round 3. That's coming up in not that long. Alright. Rams' current only pick was in pick 52, Cam Akers. And now pick 57. Again, I'm going to say Zach Bond. And I know I'm saying that for everyone, but I am still shocked that he hasn't been selected. Alright, we're still waiting. I think that the Dolphins have a lot of picks. They kind of remind me of the Cleveland Browns a few years ago. They had a lot of picks, but they didn't use them in a great way. I'm not a huge fan of a ton of them. I think Tua is good and Noah Igbenogany is, but the rest of them I'm not a huge fan of. After the after the Rams, we have the Vikings, who the Rams could also draft Christian Fulton. Both of those I think would be really good picks. Very sorry. Oh, and the pick is in! The Los Angeles Rams, with the 57th pick, have chosen Van Jefferson, wide receiver out of Florida. Alright, I think that he's okay. They need a wide receiver after losing Brandon Cook, but he's not the greatest. So I'm getting, and there are better players that need other needs that they could have gotten instead. So I'm going to say B minus. For the wide receiver Van Jefferson out of Florida. Alright. E minus. His read you his stats, and I don't think they're great. He played in 12 games, had 49 receptions for 657 yards, so an average of 13.4 yards per reception, and 6 touchdowns. So I'm not a huge fan of that pick. Alright, Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to say that if I were them, I'd go with Josh Jones. Coming up soon, we have the Packers, and interested to see if they'll finally make Aaron Rodgers happy. And the pick is in! The Minnesota Vikings have drafted Ezra Cleveland, offensive lineman out of Boise State. I think he's a pretty good player. I'm going to say A-. Not quite sure why teams have been avoiding Josh Jones, however, but they do what they want. He's an offensive lineman out of, I believe it's Florida. No, Boise State, sorry. And I'm giving that an A-. Alright, next up is the Seattle Seahawks. Or no, it is actually the New York Jets. They traded with the Seahawks. Yeah, they traded a while ago, my mistake. The Seahawks, they traded up for Darrell Taylor, who I gave a C to. So, not sure if it's the best trade, especially because they gave away a third rounder, but I don't know. After the Jets, we have the Baltimore Ravens again. Who, again, I'm going to say should go for Zach Bond. No, not Zach Bond. They already selected Patrick Queen, my mistake. I'll say Josh Jones. Alright. CBS rates Josh Jones extremely high, but he still hasn't been drafted, and I don't know why. And yes, that rhymed, I just realized it. You're welcome. still waiting for the Jets. Those of you just tuning in, welcome to Blah 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 Sports, live analysis of the draft, day 2. Currently, I think the best deal is A.J. Epenza by the Buffalo Bills, although the safety selected earlier, Antoine Winfield Jr., and Kyle Duggar, Xavier McKinney are also pretty good. Not a bit high. Alright. We are still waiting for the Jets. A refresh of the best available players. Josh Jones, then Christian Fulton, then Zach Bond. Alright. We will see who the Jets got and whether trading back worked for them. And they might want to go for a wide receiver such as Denzel Mims because that's one of their needs. They might go for Christian Fulton as well. Or, I'd also say that they could go for Terrell Lewis. But for now, we wait. Alright, we're now only 6 picks away from reaching round 3. Alright. And the pick is in! The New York Jets take wide receiver Denzel Mims. Great pick. I think that he's really good. I'm going to say A. He's the best wide receiver left. And certainly going to be good. And he was also the best wide receiver left at the start of the round, so I'd say that certainly worth the trade back. Denzel Mims is from Baylor. And now we have the Ravens. Oh no! We do not have the Ravens. We have a trade. We have the Patriots. I'll give you the details of the trade soon. Alright, after the Patriots make their selection, you will see the Tennessee Titans. They might be looking for a quarterback here. Nope, not a quarterback. The Patriots have selected Josh Uche, edge rusher from Michigan. I'll need to look at his stats. Personally, I think that they should have gotten a quarterback. But their choice, he has pretty good stats actually. He's from Michigan, so I'll give him a B+ on it. He's an edge from Michigan. Alright. Alright, so I have the details of the trade. The Patriots traded their 71st and 98th pick in return for the 60th and 129th. So I'd say that's pretty fair, and they got a good player. So yeah, that was a good trade. The Tennessee Titans are up next. Their first pick was Isaiah Wilson. I feel Christian Fulton would probably be a good candidate. I gotta say, the Jets have been doing a really good draft. I mean, I've given them an A and a B+, and the main thing is they haven't reached, and they've still gotten decent players, which is pretty important. Alright, up next, Tennessee Titans. And after the Tennessee Titans, it's going to be the Green Bay Packers, then Kansas City Chiefs, and then finally Seattle Seahawks at the end. The Seahawks, I'd say they've done pretty meh. They got a B+ and a C. So maybe their 64th pick will be better. But for now, we're focused on the Tennessee Titans as they prepare to make their selection. We almost have some pick. Still waiting for it. Alright. We're still waiting for results, but they will probably come soon enough. After all, they get 7 minutes in the second round. My best guess is for the Titans, I'm going to say Christian Fulton, although perhaps they went for a tight end, Adam Trutman, or possibly a defensive lineman, Neville Gallimore. Alright. And the pick is in! The Tennessee Titans select Christian Fulton! A+ right there. That is an excellent steal. He's one of the best players in this draft, and I'm shocked he fell to 61. Great job by the Titans there. So that A+ will go along with their A. So I'd say that they've gotten a pretty good draft so far. Next, Green Bay Packers, who I would say have not gotten a pretty good draft so far. So now the top 3 available people are Josh Jones, Zach Bond, and Neville Gallimore. And just in case any team's looking for one, the top long snapper available is Blake Ferguson, long snapper out of LSU. Highly doubt he'll be drafted. Alright. We are still waiting for the Green Bay Packers pick. Interesting to see what shall happen. And the pick is in! They go with the running back, A.J. Dillon. And enter more confusion. He's not a great running back, and they have a pretty good running back, so I'm a bit confused. Because I think that Aaron Jones is really good. I don't understand what the point of drafting a running back is, but I don't know. So A.J. Dillon, I'm going to give a D+. Because he isn't even a great running back. That's the problem. If he was like best running back of the draft, I'd say totally, but he's not. Like, if they were going for a better one, then I would have said Zach Moss, but honestly, Aaron Jones is really good. I don't understand why they did that. A.J. Dillon, by the way, went to Boston College. And I'm going to give that a D+. So the Packers draft has not improved. And now we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Here, give me a second. I must take a quick break. I am now back, but give me just a second as I move location. Perfect. Thank you very much for your patience. Alright, so, let's see. Alright, don't worry, you have not missed a single pick. And the pick is in! Willie Gay. The Kansas City Chiefs have chosen Willie Gay Jr., linebacker out of Mississippi State. Alright, great pick, but what's the problem with Zach Bond? But still, A- worthy. So, yeah. Willie Gay Jr. Willie Gay Jr., the linebacker from, let's see, Mississippi State. Alright. And I'm going to give that an A-. So, first off, let me mention that Jeremy Chin was picked by the Panthers, and the Panthers traded with the Seahawks. They traded up with the Seahawks and chose safety Jeremy Chin, who I think it's a good pick. Not the greatest need fit, so I'll give a B+. Jeremy Chin, the safety out of Southern Illinois. And I'll give it a B+. The trade, by the way, was the 64th pick for the 69th and the 148th. And the pick is in! The Bengals have chosen linebacker Logan Wilson. Alright, I swear the main goal is to avoid picking Zach Bond. Also, Logan Wilson isn't even that great, so I'm going to give him a B. Logan Wilson is out of Wyoming. And is going to get a B. Alright, up next is the Washington Redskins. And they've chosen Antonio Gibson, running back out of Memphis. Alright, well, not exactly sure the need for a running back, considering they already have a bunch of them. So, and it's not even like a great running back that they chose. I mean, it's a very versatile one, but it's not great. So yeah, I don't really like it. I'm going to give it a B-. Running back out of my apologies. Oh, sorry, it accidentally was scrolled to the wrong thing. Alright, there, that should be better. We go see what the Detroit Lions are thinking of. Alright. Should be getting it soon. Alright, we are still waiting. Again, the best available players are still Josh Jones, Zach Bond, and then Neville Gallimore. The reason Zach Bond may have not been selected is his size. But still, he was projected to go number 68, and we're already in round 3. I'm sorry, number 28. We're in round 3. And I don't really see the Jets going with him at 68 either. Okay. Nor do I see the Lions at 67. I'd love to see the Cowboys get him, but I think they're probably more focused on safety, in which case I'd like Ashton Davis from California. So if you look at the Cowboys' needs, what they really need is an edge rusher, in which case I say go with, oh, the pick is in! Julian Okwara, edge rusher from Notre Dame. Alright. He's good, and I'd say he's a good player. I'm going to say B+. A very solid B+ by the Detroit Lions. Edge from Notre Dame. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. A lot of my recent grades have been somewhere in the B's, haven't they? I mean, our last recent grades were B+, B, B-, B+. Alright. The New York Jets have the floor now. Let's see who they pick. And they pick Ashton Davis, safety from California. Well, that's a good pick. Real steal out of that. The Jets have had an awesome job. I'm saying A- on that. Ashton Davis is from California. And wow. Next is Seattle Seahawks. I'm very sorry, says Carolina Panthers. Again, remember there is a trade, and sadly I cannot update everything at once. And we will soon see who the Seahawks select. Now the best available safety is Terrell Burgess. The worst available safety is Mikio Onu, but that's not very important. The pick is in! Damian Lewis, offensive lineman from LSU. Well, Seahawks need an offensive lineman, and there they go. Again, I think Josh Jones is better. But that's who they want to pick. Then sure, it's their choice, not mine. Damian Lewis from LSU. Let me just get that taped in. Sorry for the slight delay. Damian Lewis is an offensive lineman. Coming straight from Louisiana State. And I'm not a huge fan of him. I'm going to give him a B. B minus. Alright, we have the Miami Dolphins up for like the 4th time. 5th time, I think. No, it's the 6th time. Luckily or unlucky, depending on whether you're a Dolphins fan. The last one tonight. Alright. Still waiting on the Miami Dolphins, who have had a quite up and down draft, I'd say. More down recently. Alright. Sorry, still not. Can review the Dolphins draft history though. They did Raekwon Davis, who wasn't that good. Then Noah Igbinogun was really good. Austin Jackson, not great. And then Tua Tagovailoa, good. Sorry, I scrolled too far. And the pick is in! The Dolphins select Brandon Jones, safety from Texas. Alright. The Dolphins' one need is a running back and a linebacker. I'm quite surprised they didn't do Zach Bond. Brandon Jones is an okay safety. He isn't a great tackler, that's the problem. So, yeah, I'm going to say a B-. Brandon Jones, safety from Texas. Personally, if we're talking about people from Texas, I'd say Devin Duvernay is the best player from there. And I'd definitely say Brandon Jones, well, he's okay. He definitely isn't. Alright, there's another B-. Sorry, I suppose I did never full screen this. Alright, so that should be good. And the pick is in! The Ravens have selected... Yes, it's the Ravens drafting. They're not the Patriots. My mistake. The Ravens have selected Justin Modabeek, defensive lineman from Texas A&M. And he has pretty good stats. I'll give him that. Not really filling a need though, so I'll say a B. Alright, a B for Justin Modabeek. Here, give me a second as I figure out how to spell his name. Alright, he is a DL from Texas A&M. And my grade is a B. Alright, so next up is the Arizona Cardinals. And who they pick, that is the question. Oh, and the pick is in! Josh Jones has finally been selected. And it's by the Cardinals. Who, if we remember, I said they're going to be one of the great teams. And yes, they will with that steal. That is an A+ right there. Incredible job. He's an offensive lineman from Houston. And boy, is that an A+. Deserved to get drafted. And wow, what a steal by the Cardinals. So now they've bought Kyler Murray protection, and they really got a steal of a pick right there. I don't really think that we can disagree with that pick. Alright, oh, and if you were wondering why the Cardinals didn't have a second-round pick, it's because they traded it for DeAndre Hopkins. Plus, like, a 4th round, I think. Or no, it's a 5th round. Yep, the Cardinals are going to be on fire. They've been having one of the best drafts. Alright. The Jacksonville Jaguars up next. They need either a corner. They've done a pretty okay job filling their needs. They'll probably be looking for OL or DL. For them, I would go for Neville Gallimore. And if not him, then Lloyd Cushenberry III. Alright, still are waiting for their Jaguars. Alright, we are still waiting for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And his pick is in, but still has yet to be announced. Alright, still nothing. And still nothing. Yeah, it seems that we have a trade for the 74th pick, according to one report. The Browns are trading the 74th pick to the Saints for the 88th in 2021. Yep, it's just been made official. And sorry, it's been traded for the 74th and the 88th and a 2021 third. And And in exchange, the Browns will get the 88th. And as for what will be selected, oh, the picks are in! Alright, so the 73rd is David Hamilton, DL from Ohio State. Alright, well, they chose one, that's good. Chose an okay one, I'll give him an B+. B+ for David Hamilton. And then the second pick, the New Orleans Saints. There goes Dak Bond. It's finally gotten selected, and that is an A+ deal by the Saints. I suppose that's why they traded up. So that will make it an A then. Alright. DL. Ohio State. And the Saints, Zach Bond. Wow. Knew he's gonna get picked at some point. Sure didn't expect him to fall that far. Sorry. And there we go. Zach Bond, I will say, is an excellent pick. Alright, the Colts are now up. Or, nope, it's the Detroit Lions. And the Detroit Lions have picked offensive lineman Jonah Jackson. After they traded with the Colts for the 75th and a 6th rounder in exchange for the 85th and a 5th rounder and a 6th rounder. And with it, the Detroit Lions decided to select they selected offensive lineman Jonah Jackson. He's good and he was a need, so I'll say A-. Jonah Jackson. Alright, he is a offensive lineman. He is from Ohio State. And he gets an A-. Alright. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have selected Keyshawn Vaughn, running back out of Vanderbilt. Not sure how much they needed this. I think it would have been smarter to go with a wide receiver such as Tyler Johnson, but yeah, and he's not even that great, so I'm going to say a C+. Running back. He is a running back out of Vanderbilt. And I will give him a C+. But unfortunate, we had some pretty good grades going. But now we'll see if the Denver Broncos can make anything happen with their 77th pick. Alright. Waiting for that. After them are the Falcons, then the Jets. Then the Raiders will get 2 picks. And I always love it when like a team gets 2 picks because it's like, should we do this player or that player? Well, why not both of them? Alright, the best available players for the Broncos needs, they've taken 2 wide receivers. So they'll probably want a linebacker, cornerback, or a defensive a defensive lineman. Alright, so the linebacker situation isn't great. The best one's Akeem Davis Geyser. Defensive lineman, I would go with Neville Gallimore if I were them. Of course I'm not, so I have no idea what's gonna happen. Much as I wish. Alright, we are still waiting. Although I can promise you eventually something will happen. Or how soon is eventually? You tell me. team that we're not going to hear from in a while is the Chicago Bears, who had 2 second-round picks and won't be drafting again until round 5. And the pick is in! The Denver Broncos select Michael Ojemudia, cornerback out of Iowa. He's not bad. And it fills a need, so yeah, I like that pick. I'm going to say a B+. Alright. I just finished typing that in. He is a cornerback from Iowa. And he gets a B+. Alright. Not a bad pick at all. And now the Falcons are up. And the Jets, Raiders, and Cowboys. Alright, the Falcons, they've had 2 picks, AJ Terrell and Marlon Davidson. So your need for him would be defensive line or edge, so I'd go with either Neville Gallimore or Terrell Lewis. And nope, they'll go with Matt Hennessy, offensive lineman from Temple. Okay, he's a very, very good center, very good offensive lineman. Didn't fill a need, so I need to give him a B. I need to give a B on that pick. Here, give me 1 second. I need to go do one quick thing. Alright. There we go. Matt Hennessy, offensive lineman, out of Temple. I'll give that a B. Third pick. Alright. New York Jets next. Sure that we're all very excited to see what they will do. Although I would expect after what they've picked for them to do an edge rusher. So Terrell Lewis. Alright, we should have the New York Jets results soon. Alright. We are waiting for the Jets pick to be announced. Should be happening shortly. And then the Raiders are on the clock. The Raiders have 3 third-rounders, the 80th, 81st, and 91st. And then their last pick is 159, round 5. So we'll see. New city, new team. Oh, and the pick is in! It's Jabari Zuniga, edge from Florida. Alright, he's pretty good, and he fills a need. I'll say A-. He is an edge rusher from Florida. Alright. Next up is the Raiders. And then after the Raiders, it's the Raiders. The best players on the board are Neville Gallimore, Jacob Eason, and Lloyd Cushenberry. Alright, waiting for the Raiders pick to be announced. Alright. Should be getting some results soon. And the pick is in! The Raiders pick Lynn Bowden, wide receiver from Kentucky. Not terrible, but not the greatest. They already drafted a wide receiver, so I don't really like that. I'm going to give it a C. Wide receiver from Kentucky. Then C. Alright. Alright, after the Dallas Cowboys, I am going to leave. Alright. Interesting to see who the Raiders will select. And the pick is in! And the pick is Bryan Edwards, wide receiver from South Carolina. Ooh, not sure how I feel about this. They're drafting too many wide receivers, not paying attention to their other needs. D+. Bryan Edwards went to South Carolina. D+. Alright, and now the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. Alright, we shall soon see what they pick. Alright, the pick should be coming very shortly. Still has not come in, but I expect it will soon. Alright. Should have the pick coming in very, very soon. Oh, and the pick is in! It's Neville Gallimore! Defensive lineman from Oklahoma. Alright, our interior, I'm going to give that a B because I'm gonna give that only a B because we have a lot of interior defensive line. Neville Gallimore is from Oklahoma. And gets a B. Alright. That's all for today. Please subscribe and come back tomorrow.